Let this little icon represents one musician. This is what 1,000 musicians look like. This is what 10,000 musicians look like. This is what 100,000 musicians would look like. Now multiply that number by 100. That's roughly 10 million musicians. This is the number of musicians that Spotify currently have on their platform. Every day, more than 3,600 new musicians enter the industry and upload at least one song. That's over 1,339,200 new artists in just the last 12 months. From that number, 90% of musicians lose unconceivable staggering amount of $90 billions annually on music videos, failed events, failed releases, recording costs, studio time, traveling costs, performing costs, advertising, music marketing campaigns, and music that failed to top up the charts. And here, we're talking about musicians on Spotify only. That number doesn't include artists that are on other platforms, unregistered artists, upcoming musicians who perform every weekends for drinks. The number could substantially be higher than that. And this isn't a small drop of ink into an ocean compared to 250 million songs uploaded on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, Deezer, radio stations, TV shows, and social medias. All through dark pools, digital distributors, record labels, and licensing publishing services. Out of those 250 million songs, only around 15% will ever reach 1,000 streams on Spotify. The rest disappear into the noise. Then, there's you. Maybe you're working a low-paying job. Every evening after work, you rush home to record music. Spend the whole night recording or producing music. Sometimes you pass out with your headphones on. You take free gigs every weekend. You perform wherever someone will let you. Sometimes for free. Sometimes for free drinks. You use the money earned from your job to transport yourself to events. Bills are staggering higher. Maybe you're a student, using money meant for tuition to pay for studio sessions. You release song after song, still get 0 streams. You email radio stations, no response. No one pay attention to your music. You properly heard about musicians who came from nothing to something. But to you, the stories seem to be different. The games seem to be impossible. You feel the pain of being in music industry when you release a song and get 0 streams. You feel the pain of being in the music industry when you perform and no one watches you. You have sent multiple songs to radio stations multiple times, but none of these tracks ever get played. You're wondering, what is that am I doing wrong? You did everything you could but nothing seems to work. You spend months perfecting your music, only for it to be ignored. Meanwhile, you watch celebrities earn millions of streams in a single hour, sell out arenas, win awards, live the life you've always dreamed about. You begin telling yourself, they had connection. They were born into wealthy families. They got lucky. They are privileged. The industry is rigged. You now come to harsh realization. It's rigged game. It had been rigged game from the start, and you are on the losing side of it. All the dreams you had about being star musician seems to be far away from you. Here's what almost nobody tells you before you record your first song. The moment you decide to release music, you don't just become a musician, you become a business owner. Whether you realize it or not, you've entered one of the most competitive industries in the world. You're in a world of finance and talent. You're competing against millions of musicians. You're competing against people who are more talented than you, smarter than you, more experienced than you, have more influence than you, more money than you, people who have been in the industry for decades, people who have PhD in music. Some have entire marketing team behind them. Some have record labels investing millions of dollars into their careers. Others have backgrounds in marketing, finance, psychology, and branding. Some own record labels, some own publishing companies. Some have built relationships throughout the industry for decades. If you think your EP with 40,000 YouTube views can outcompete people like these, you're playing with your mind. Come on, you have to be smarter than that. The music industry doesn't simply reward hard work. It rewards attention. It rewards influence. It rewards demand. You can spend thousands of hours creating the perfect song, but if nobody hears it, the market doesn't respond. And without listeners, there are no streams, no ticket sales, no merchandise sales, no sustainable career. All right. Maybe you questioning yourself, how do I create influence? Most people assume the answer is making better music. There's a lot of good songs that get no attention. In reality, making great music is only one part of the equation. The other part is marketing. Who is your audience? Who is most likely to enjoy your music? Where do they spend their time? What problem does your music solve for them? What emotion does it give them? Every successful artist understands exactly who they're speaking to. Because music isn't marketed to everyone, your music has to solve someone's problem. Different music genres, different audience size. Audience size also matters. Some genres naturally have much larger global audiences than others. Pop and hip-hop or rap are among the world's most streamed genres. That means they have enormous listener bases, but they also attract enormous competition. Choosing a larger genre doesn't guarantee success. It simply means you're entering a much bigger market. Here's the problem. Listeners and streams have limited time. Spotify has around 751 million users. A person can't just listen to so much music in a day. An average song is 3 minutes long. A single person can stream 48 songs a day. One person is counted as one active listener. Every minute spent listening to one artist is a minute not spent listening to another. That means every stream is competing with millions of other songs for the same attention. Bruno Mars have 133,556,609 monthly listeners. Ariana Grande have 95,487,540. Justin Bieber have 127,677,937. The Weeknd have 114,041,533. Billie Eilish have 79,863,823. Drake have 93,587,503. 644,214,960 Spotify users just listen 6 people more. On the list, I didn't include other celebrities. The rest share the remaining users out of 751 millions. It is impossible to reach 1 billion months listeners. Meanwhile, it is the reason why most new artists receive 0 streams. These artists attract enormous audience, and they are only a handful of the world's biggest stars. Every month, millions of listeners choose them before discovering someone new. For an independent artist, breaking through that noise is incredibly difficult, which is why many new releases receive very few streams, or none at all. Then comes the next reality. Money. How many monthly streams you need to make living from music. Spotify's payout varies depending on several factors, but a commonly cited estimate is around $2.50 for every 1,000 streams. An average musician earn around $180 a month. To earn approximately $5,000 from Spotify streaming alone in a month, you would need around 2 million streams. For most new artists, that's a huge mountain to climb. So the question is, how does new artists survive in this situation? This is the point you're presented with the term collaboration, when new artists feature bigger artists on their songs to get exposure. They collaborate with bigger artists to reach new audience. Others sign with record labels that provide funding, marketing, promotion, and industry connection. But those opportunities come with their own costs, and understanding those costs is where the real music industry begins.
Then just a few things having nothing to do with them. Don't you want to speak out?
No.
You don't want to?
No. I do not.
All right, but you came here to speak out.
That's correct. But I'm going to honor their wish.
There is a side of coin the industry isn't showing to the public. That's where many things get revealed about music industry. Exploitation, royalty battles, cult or Illuminati conspiracy theories. Here we're going to discuss facts, not conspiracies. Let's start with how record labels works. They sign you and invest in recording your music. They pay every cost for marketing, traveling, music video, promotion. They even provide you with a large advance. Money that can be used for houses, cars, jewelry, expensive clothes, or simply surviving while building your career. But advances are generally recoupable. They're not simply free money. The label expects to recover that investment from the money your music generates. They make you famous. In return, they own your music. Actually, they own you. Many recording contracts give the label ownership or long-term control of your master recordings. Those recordings become valuable assets. You're no longer just an artist. You're a commercial product, a business investment, and business investments are expected to generate returns. You're a center of attention. Record labels need numbers, good performing music. Depending on the agreement you signed, the label may require multiple albums. Not just albums, commercially successful albums. Albums that continue generating streams. The worst thing about record labels is that you don't own your music. Once you retire, you'll be broke. All your time was invested in making the record label rich. Apparently 80% of famous artists don't own their music masters. These nice songs you hear belong to labels. Some at least own 10% to 20%, while record label own 80%. Some artists get robbed off their loyalties. The question is, what happens if you fail to top the charts or get more streamings while signed to record label? If your music doesn't perform, the label will make you pay in other ways I can't mention here.
Yeah, the music business plays this Jedi mind trick on you, where the whole thing's set up to be rapacious and take advantage of your weakness. If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. You know, the public's going to forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things, like, you know, this kind of weird, like, yeah, you're in the room, but, you know, we're the arbiter of whether you can stay in the room. They do these 360 deals where it's like, right. If you get a perfume deal, if you, like, your whole world, we own a piece of your whole world. And fame is such a great quotient in American life now that you can see where kids would trade fame and be willing to give away, like, the profit part. Look no further than the deals that the record labels cut with the streaming services. they got into ownership equity deals with the streaming services. In an arrangement for them to have an equity position, they agreed to very low rates for the artist.
Let's go the exploitation part. It is not only record labels that take advantage of artists. Even bigger artists takes advantage of other artists. Kanye West has faced multiple legal claims involving royalties, copyright, and compensation, including disputes connected to sampled works and unpaid payments alleged by collaborators. Timbaland became involved in a widely publicized copyright dispute over similarities between Do It and Finnish musician Joona Suni's composition, Assajazzed Evening. Lil Wayne spent years in legal battles with Cash Money records over unpaid royalties and contractual disagreements, while producers have also filed lawsuits seeking payment they claimed was owed for their work. Drake has faced copyright and publishing disputes involving samples and songwriting credits, along with criticism from some independent artists regarding publishing splits. Some artists have also publicly spoken about exploitation within the industry. Female artists, in particular, have shared allegations of sexual harassment, coercion, and demands for sexual favors in exchange for career opportunities. These accounts have contributed to broader conversations about abuse of power within entertainment.
I passed out in his bed, and the next thing I knew, I woke up and he was in my bed, naked, slapping my bum, and trying to insert his penis into my private parts. And you know, I recoiled and I got up out of the bed and I screamed, and and my keys were there. I was drunk, so all I can tell you is what I do remember, which is, waking up in bed with somebody that I trusted in a position that I really did not want to be, or had never given any indication that I did want that.
Have you had any engagement from your record label since you wrote about the assault that happened to you in the book?
Yes, I went out for dinner with one of the label bosses, and he said to me that he had no idea about this incident until he read about it in the book.
Did he say, now that we know, boy, are we going to do something about it?
No.
Who is that?
No, that's the boss of the whole label.
The boss of the entire label?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the conspiracy, Illuminati, where artists sell their souls for fame. Fans have claimed that certain musicians reached fame through secret societies, cult rituals, or symbolic agreements. I think the artists in this process are initiated by record labels, especially if you're underperforming artist. You'll sign and contract to sell your soul in return for fame, which involves some rituals performed to spiritually boost your visibility to audience, allegedly. Bob Dylan, the famous singer-songwriter, said in a 2017 interview that he made a deal with the commander-in-chief to get where he is today.
Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Katy Perry, the pop star, once jokingly told fans in an interview that she failed at singing as a teen, so she made a pact with the devil.
About, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Ariana Grande of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Hip-hop artists. Rappers like NBA Youngboy have lyrics about making deals with the dark side for success.
On Wednesday in black cloaks. Okay. Draw like a big star in the circle on the ground. We have like these cups of blood, drink it pretty much, and
that's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Kanye West can end this by telling the truth.
So the industry looks there's everything good happening at top when you're at bottom. You don't see prison. Many famous artists are struggling to break. Whether these statements were metaphorical, promotional, artistic, or something else has remained the subject of endless debate. Social media has also fueled speculation around public figures such as Michelle Lamy, whose appearance, symbolism, and photographs with celebrities have led some online communities to label her with titles like the Queen of the Illuminati. These claims remain internet speculation rather than established fact. The music industry often shows us the spotlight. It rarely shows us the contracts behind it. The lawsuits, the ownership battles, the pressure, the sacrifices. To millions of fans, fame looks like freedom. But for some artists, the closer they get to the top, the more complicated success becomes. The music industry isn't just about music. It's one of the biggest entertainment businesses in the world, a market worth billions of dollars. So, who actually benefits the most? Let's break it down. At the very top of pyramid, streaming platforms, radio stations, television networks, these companies generate billions of dollars by monetizing your music. Below them, record labels. That takes big cut around 60% to 90% depending on the agreement. Then come distributors and publishing companies. Some charge annual subscription fees, some charge commission, some charge additional service fees, some charge extra hidden fees that you would only know about them after signing up. Some take cut percentage from your music. These companies make billions of dollars while some go as further as stealing musicians' revenue. Once you speak up, they threaten to remove your music or take you to court for so alleged defamation of character. Some artists have also accused certain companies of withholding royalties or making it difficult to recover earnings.
DistroKid is killing small artists. Let me explain my situation. I'm an independent artist that goes by the name Drastic of Sorts, and I have been releasing music since 2019. I have never had something like this happen to me before. My music was taken off of Spotify's platform with zero warning. You're probably thinking it's just Spotify being Spotify.
Before I tell you the story of how I was robbed out of thousands of dollars by a company called DistroKid, money that came from you purchasing my albums to support me, musicians started contacting me and sharing their own experiences with DistroKid's shady practices. Fellow YouTube singer Jonathan Young shared a very interesting story with me and gave me permission to show it. John says, last year they messed something up with their cover song licenses in a couple countries and took down every cover song in Canadian and Mexican online stores without explaining to artists why or what happened. Screwed up. Also, someone sent me this YouTube video where musician Ryan Vatsek tells the sad story of how he was arbitrarily banned from uploading with.
While those companies have denied wrongdoing or disputed those claims, this is why reading contracts is one of the most important skills a musician can develop. Then there's your manager, your producer, songwriters, featured artists, lawyers, agents, your entire team. Each one plays an important role, and each one is usually paid for the work they contribute. Then, at the bottom, there's you, the artist, the person who wrote the song, recorded it, performed it, promoted it. By the time the money reaches you, it has already passed through multiple hands. That doesn't mean every record label is unfair. Far from it. Many record labels have transformed unknown artists into global superstars. Many distributors have helped independent musicians build successful careers. The point isn't to fear the industry. The point is to understand it. Research every company, read every contract, ask questions. Know exactly what you're signing. Even if you decide to accept a deal, make sure it's a decision you fully understand. One question I've been asked many times is, what about AI? If AI can make music, do we even need record labels anymore? The answer is yes. Most people think AI can save them from the industry imbalances. AI can help create music, but cannot create brand for you, cannot create influence for you, cannot market your music. AI is just another tool just like any other tools musicians use. AI cannot build your reputation, cannot perform live for your fans, cannot build genuine relationships with listeners, cannot negotiate business deals for you, cannot replace influence. And influence is the real currency of the music industry. Music has never been just about making songs. It's about getting people to care about those songs. AI doesn't change that. If anything, it means streaming platforms are more accessible by anyone. More music will be uploaded. More independent artists will enter the industry. AI companies like Suno benefit because more creators will sign up and use their tools. Distributors benefit because more music is released through their platforms. More sign-ups. Streaming services benefit because their catalogs continue to grow. But simply creating more music doesn't guarantee more listeners. It doesn't guarantee more streams. And it certainly doesn't guarantee a career. AI won't replace artists like Drake. AI is a tool while Drake is brand. Because audiences don't just follow songs. They follow people. They follow stories. They follow personalities. Music isn't only an audio product. It's a human connection. That's something no software can manufacture on its own. Can an independent artist still make it? Absolutely yes. But success starts with knowledge. Understand the business, understand your audience, understand marketing, understand contracts, understand ownership. The artists who survive aren't always the most talented. They're often the ones who understand how the industry works. If you don't have money for marketing, can you still blow up? Yes. Some songs become global hits because the internet embraces them. Sometimes the audience does the marketing for you. But those stories are the exception, not the rule. The more you understand this industry, the better your chances of building a career that lasts. Because music isn't just an art, it's a business. And the artists who learn both give themselves the best chance of succeeding. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more deep dives into the music industry. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments. You might inspire the next documentary.
I really feel like that's my journey next year.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys. So guys, this video was made possible by the effort that I put in this video, by my discoveries. So never use this piece of information from the video against other individuals or any institutions, guys. We are not siding a hate or any kind of violence against other individuals. Awakening means getting to know something that is real about the world. So guys, I'll leave you with this. Just subscribe to the channel for more documentaries coming to the channel, and like this video if you want.